Aproximava-se a hora para o início da corrida. Michel, o som do motor a aquecer, com um saudável trabalhar, era como que uma promessa de longevidade. 24 horas de saúde e eficácia era o que se pedia. E que tática iria a equipa utilizar na corrida? Motos de fábrica, aspirar a um lugar cimeiro na grelha de partida era para qualquer equipa privada uma verdadeira quimera. O 15º tempo conseguido pela equipa portuguesa traduz essa dificuldade, mas sobretudo uma preocupação primeira pela busca da afinação. Nas outras boxes, as motos estavam também prontas para sair para a pista. Estas são algumas das favoritas à vitória. Para elas, o horizonte era a bandeira de xadrez. O público ruidoso excita-se com o aproximar da hora da partida. Em frente, de um dos lados da pista, as motos alinham-se na grelha de partida. É o colorido característico das largadas tipo Le Mans, que as corridas da resistência desde sempre adotaram, como que num prestar vassalagem às míticas 24 horas. Para a equipa portuguesa, a preparação de uma largada é já uma operação rotineira.
Scarnato, Plato, Copiajo on the front row here, which is the bike you just see being wheeled in there. These are the people who are going to go out like a rat out a drain pipe first of all here. But there's going to be a lot of people chasing. Steve Hislop in second place. That's Kawasaki's number 10 in first place. Steve Hislop, Kawasaki number 11 in second. And then Ben Bostrom, Jim Moody and Sebastian Ginbert, number 111 on the RC45. Now, Steve, they had a big crash in practice.
Yeah, yesterday in the second session, Eric Bostrom got off at the end of the Mistral Straight, which is it's a third gear, very, very fast right-hand corner. Eric was actually okay. I saw him come back in the van afterwards, but the bike was very, very second-hand. I believe it actually burnt out.
Do beijo de boa sorte que Michel Graziano sempre espera da sua companheira. Na pole position, Sébastien Scarnato e a Kawasaki número 10. Ao seu lado, para partir com a 11, o francês Ludwig Houlon. Para pilotar a onda oficial, o norte-americano Eric Bostrom.
The bike riders competed on the Paul Ricard circuit at Le Castellet in the south of France. Terry Reimer, 3 times a winner, his goal to defend last year's win and Manufacturers' World Championship title. Besides Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda and Yamaha after victory.
Gex e Christian Lavieille partilhavam a condução da Suzuki oficial com o número 1. Na partida, o francês Eric Maillet iria estar aos comandos da Yamaha número 3. Para Michel Graziano, o Bol d'Or era a prova de despedida das competições de motociclismo. Era o termo de uma carreira de 14 anos, em que os últimos 3 constituíram uma frutuosa ligação ao time Suzuki Shell. E porque estavam o público e Terry Reimer tão divertidos? Já vão perceber.
In 5th place, number 4, it's Arnold van der Bosch, Philippe Dauber and Thierry Payol on the Suzuki. Of course, Dorjex and Reimer both on Suzukis, and Suzuki in 4th and 5th place at the moment. Then come the Yamahas. Brian Morrison, you ran up behind Neil Mackenzie on the track. What did the bike look like to you?
Yeah, it's not the fastest thing out there, to be honest. Obviously, the Yamaha, it's getting better and better all the time, and I think it'll be the bike of the future. I followed Neil for a few laps in qualifying, and he just seems to be struggling a little bit in places. Possibly, in all fairness, he's riding on Michelin's here, and he spends most of his time on Dunlops in the UK series, so it could be a problem to him.
And behind them in 7th place, Jean-Marc Delatang, Christophe Lindholm and Fauré on the other YZF 750. As the bikes line up for the start of this race, we're going to wait to see who's going to be first down the tracks. And there you have it on the screen at the moment, the standings from first qualifying. And it's Kawasaki's 1 and 2.
Última hora, que alguns pilotos sentem necessidade de fazer nos instantes que antecedem a partida. Arnaud van den Bosch, também um dos aflitos. Graziano, pelo contrário, parece querer dizer que com ele não havia qualquer...
As your speed around the circuit, best speed, best lap, 1:57.6. How easy was it for you?
Yeah, to be honest, I got held up on that lap as well. I got a bit of a tow down the straight, down the back straight, the Mistral, which is a mile long, so obviously I was actually the fastest bike in practice down that straight at 183.4 miles per hour. But I actually got held up. With there being 2 or 3 different classes in one race, you can get held up easily through the tight sections, but it was okay. Obviously, my lap timer actually, I have a little lap timer on my dash and it had broken down, so I didn't actually know I'd done a good time. And it wasn't until I came back in the pits after the race, after the session, that all the team were out in front of the garage clapping, so I realised they must have done something special. And obviously, with it being the fastest lap ever around Paul Ricard, I was very happy with myself.
Yeah, a bit surprised about that as well.
Contagem decrescente.
Look at all the riders, a typical Le Mans start for the endurance racing, waiting for the 30-second board to come up. The run across the track is not, strictly speaking, that important, but getting the bike off the line is. The Le Mans, Jamie with them ran across, tried to start the bike, but unfortunately didn't have the ignition on, flooded the bike and took ages to get away. But the nerves have got to be really bad here, Steve. You know, you're out there, you've got hundreds of thousands of people watching you, and you know, just that short run to the bike.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Sebastian, my teammate, he's actually started at Le Mans earlier in the season, so he's got a little bit of experience. Ludovic, the man next to him on the number 11 Kawasaki, I don't know as much about him.
It's about to see who's going to get away fast. Some of the back runners getting out very early, but a lovely start there for the number 10. Fantastic. Sebastian Scarnato getting out of the blocks very, very quick. The Honda also very fast away and out into the leads. You can start to go into short-circuit mode this early in the race. A lot of the riders do. You'd like to make a nice jackrabbit start and start to put some distance in.
Seriam os motores a subir de rotação. E às 15 horas em ponto, 70 motos lançavam-se na pista, a escrever o 63º volume da história do Bol d'Or. Completada a primeira volta da corrida, na frente estava já um grupo formado por 5 motos.
That's the man you see out in front at the moment. What's the feeling now? What are the riders thinking about? So first get away, first fire.
They're just trying to settle down, to be honest, and get the nerves settled. This is actually the Mistral, the back straight. It's a mile long, and this is, at the end of this straight is the right-hander where Bostrom crashed yesterday in practice. You'll see how fast it is in a moment. But they're just trying to get themselves settled and get into a groove. You know, it's all, like you say, 24 hours to go, and they just want to get settled down and get the first stint, which is roughly 50 minutes long, out of the way.
Have Kawasaki got any game plan on this?
Yeah, win.
No comando a Honda número 111 de Gambert, Bostrom e Moody, seguida da Kawasaki número 10 de Scarnato, Corpiao e Pleita. Atrás, a Suzuki número 1, a Yamaha número 7 e a Kawasaki número 11. A Suzuki número 12 de Michel Graziano passava na 16ª.
Eric Bostrom, so far, staying in front of the number 10 machine. Sebastian Scarnato staying with him, wants to do that, settle down, a couple of laps. He will be the next rider up. Number 10 is out in front, Sebastian Scarnato. Terry Reimer coming under threat from Ludovic Holland at the moment. Eric Bostrom is there. The back markers already getting in the way. That's the way it stays at the moment. It's a battle basically between the top teams are all out there. You've got the Suzukis, the Hondas, the Kawasaki's, and the Yamahas all scrunched together. Back markers are now going to start playing a part, and after that it's going to be pit stops, of course. The bright orange helmet of Terry Reimer. Tippy towing around some of the slower guys on the circuit. Right behind him, number 7 machine, Krista Lindholm.
Suzuki Castro in 3rd place. Lavielle, Reimer and Auger. 4th place, Krista Lindholm, the Swede, on the number 7 Yamaha. He's riding in partnership with Jean-Marc Delatin and Fabien Fauré. So a huge battle for the top 3. In fact, during the first half an hour or so, the leading positions changed nearly every lap. 1-1-1, Bostrom ahead of 10, Scarnato.
Race. Sebastian Scarnato doing what he needs to keep Steve Plater, the...
Os de fábrica ocupavam os 7 primeiros lugares, enquanto a moto portuguesa completava a segunda volta na 14ª posição. Em ritmo diabólico, a Kawasaki número 10 de Sebastian Scarnato assumia o comando da corrida, com Suzuki número 1 de Terry Reimer a colocar-se logo a seguir.
But then Scarnato was back ahead of Bostrom. So it was between Kawasaki 10, Honda 111, Suzuki number 1 and Kawasaki 11. So a real flat-out beginning to this long endurance race. Kawasaki Honda.
A que oficial, a número 11, pilotada por Ludovic Hulon. A troca de posições entre os primeiros seria uma constante durante a primeira hora da corrida. Corrida que para a Yamaha do francês Christian Bale não começava da melhor maneira. Michel Graziano, envolvido num pequeno grupo, ia oscilando entre o 10º e o 12º lugar. Eram 15 horas e 46 minutos quando a Suzuki número 12 parou na boxe para o primeiro reabastecimento e mudança de piloto. Graziano queixava-se do comportamento do pneu traseiro e com razão. Por lapso, os técnicos da Michelin tinham montado um pneu com uma referência diferente da escolhida pela equipa, o que naturalmente causou algumas limitações à condução do francês. Para o segundo turno saía Bruno Bonville. Com a moto estava tudo bem, mas após a paragem, a equipa descia 2 posições. Decorrida a primeira hora de prova, a Honda número 111 de Gerber, Bostrom e Moody comandava, seguida pela Suzuki número 11 de Lavieille, Reimer e Dorjex. O terceiro lugar era ocupado pela Kawasaki número 10 de Sebastian
Suzuki. But Kawasaki's communication let them down. The two leading bikes came in at the same time for refueling. Total confusion. Too much time lost. Steve Plater on number 10 was delayed down there in the pits. The American Eric Bostrom gradually setting quicker and quicker times on the Honda, 1:59.525 before he was in for refueling. This was a pit stop which went well. French rider Sébastien Gimbert took over, man with a reputation for speed. So 1:11 Honda, 1 Suzuki and 10 Kawasaki.
Da reparação. Poucos minutos depois seria a vez da Kawasaki número 11. Problemas com a distribuição obrigavam uma longa paragem na boxe, descendo para o 50º lugar a 24 voltas da moto líder.
All concerned in the battle for the lead. Until 11 hit problems. Team manager Christian Bourgeois decided to rebuild the engine, and the bike was delayed in the pits for an hour. Steve Plater undoubtedly frustrated. Jean Auger, who won the Bol d'Or 95 and 98, still second behind the Works Honda 1:11, the gap around 22 seconds. Successful at Le Mans and Oscherleben, Erka Korbehayo is pushing hard, the Finnish rider third. Seven, Yamaha France. A lot of development on the new R7.